Hello everyone, a warm good morning to all of you. Would like to welcome to our this session of YouTube channel. As you can see in the screen, we are discuss here the topic with respect to Odisha government and politics, High Court and Lok Adalat. As usually we cover our topic on basis of previous year question. On basis of that, we'll analyze and interpret on basis of our knowledge and the interpretation. We'll try to cover the theory part, and it's if I talk about the question from this two topic regularly coming, and I will also show you the previous year question, how question frame from this topic, and this topic is very important. So far, so the Lok Adalat concern, it is a dynamic topic itself, and it's very important, and I also find happy when I used to learn this topic. So without delay, let's start. Hope you agree with this point. Let's start. So here you can see in the screen, Odisha government and politics, High Court and Lok Adalat. Okay, we'll first discuss the previous year question. After completion of this question, try to cover the theory with respect to this question, and will ensure to solve the maximum question in our upcoming examinations. Okay, so let's start without delay. Hope you agree with this point. So here you go with the first question, that through which legislation a separate high court was established for Odisha. Okay, the question about the separate high court. Okay, uh, for Odisha legislation. Okay, so option A, Government of India Act 1935. Option B, the Government of India Order 1945. Option C, the Odisha High Court Order 1948. Option D, Legislative Assembly 1975. So answer of this question is like Odisha High Court Order 1948. Okay, so the separate high court was established for Odisha, that is the Odisha High Court Order 1948. Okay, so that is the legislation you have to remember from the exam point of view. And then here what we basically observe, na, the first time when the separate high court created for Odisha, the act or regulation they basically ask. Similarly, moving to next question, in which year the High Court of Odisha was inaugurated by Justice H.L. Kania, Chief Justice of the Federal Court of India. Okay, nowadays it is known as Supreme Court, that time known as the Federal Court of India. So in which year? So option A 1937, B 47, C 48, D 1949. So answer of this question 48. So here the two question we see from the High Court with respect to the factual information, the year of the inauguration or year of the creation, or the legislation behind the creation of the separate high court. That is how the two things we have to observe from here. Okay, so moving to the next question, it's about Lok Adalat. Okay, so with reference to the Lok Adalat, consider the following statement and identify the correct one. Okay, when you read the question, try to read the question very carefully, correct and incorrect. Okay, because this thing makes you wrong. Okay, so you have to be careful while you reading the question. Like, let's read. An award made by Lok Adalat is deemed to be decree of a civil court, and no appeal lies against there to before any court. Okay, then option second is that matrimonial family dispute are not covered under the Lok Adalat. So what is the correct answer here? So this option, second option is wrong, but first option is correct. We will discuss in our theory portion, so stay tuned. Okay, so what is the answer of it? The answer of this question is like option A. Okay, then moving to the next question, here we have to understand what is Lok Adalat, and it's a jurisdiction of the Lok Adalat, that which matter comes under Lok Adalat, which is not comes. Okay, that you have to remember from here. Then moving to next, under which act Lok Adalat has been given a statutory status. Option A, Lok Adalat Act 1980s. B, Legal Service Authority Act 1987. C, National Legal Service Act 1990. D, Legal Service Authority Act 1990. So what is the answer of it? Now, Legal Service Authority Act 1987 provide a legal status. Okay, so option B is our answer. So here we basically notice from the Lok Adalat that they ask the question with respect to the creation of a Lok Adalat. Along with they ask the function of Lok Adalat, what is Lok Adalat, what is the jurisdiction of the Lok Adalat. So three things you have to remember from the Lok Adalat: that year of creation, its function, and its jurisdictions. Okay. So with this note, we'll try to cover the theory and the concept part, which is going to be very important. And let me clear one thing, that before going to study, and for the Lok Adalat, I directly visit to the website of National Legal Service Authority. There only I get the concept, the what is Lok Adalat and its function and jurisdictions. So a hard work, we can say that, effort basically did by me for this aspect, and it's also new topic for me. Okay. And it's an interesting topic, you will also learn. So let's see, with this table we will try to understand the High Court. Okay, High Court of Odisha with respect to different questions which can be direct frame in your examination, or also it already asking in your basically the previous year question. So this side you can see the fact, this side you can see the description with respect to the fact. For example, March 1912 or 1912, what is the importance of it? Now Bihar and Odisha as a new province. Okay, so Bihar and Odisha as a new province uh, in the month of March in year of 2012 basically created. Okay, they can ask the question, they already asked the question. Okay, this is the previous year question, that Bihar and Odisha as a new province created in which years. Okay, March 1912, that you have to remember here. Okay. Then uh, basically on May 1916, Patna High Court organized the first sitting at the Kotak. Okay, I personally believe these questions are not asked till, okay, now that can be chance they can ask the question. So they can simply ask the question, Patna High Court organized the first sitting in Kotak in which year? So it is basically May 1916. May 1916, that you have to remember. Okay. Moving to the next, May 1938, May 1938, High Court Bar Association for first time moved for separate High Court in Odisha. Okay, simply they can ask the question, in which year the High Court Bar Association first time moved for separate High Court in Odisha. Okay, तो हाई कोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन जो अच्छी कौन से फास्ट टाइम कौन कले ना सेपरेट हाई कोर्ट इन ओडिशा पे डिमांड कले 1938. Simply they can ask the question here. Okay, so you have to remember, like आमे मन रखु जति हमरो इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रे ना एमएन रॉय फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम डिमांडेड फॉर द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन असेंबली 1934. Similarly they can also frame a question here. Okay, so you have to prepare. Then next, 1948, C. Biro Kishore Roy became the chairman of the committee of separate High Court in Odisha. Okay, so for the creation of High Court, there was a committee created, and that committee headed by Sri Biro Kishore Roy in 1948. Simply they can ask the question, who is the chairman for the committee of a separate High Court in Odisha? That Biro Kishore Roy is the chairman. Simply you can get a question there. Okay, then your previous year question which we already see, you can see here, uh, like uh, uh, through which legislation a separate high court was established for Odisha, as like Odisha High Court Order 1948. So that thing we are going to cover here. For example, here you can say the Government of India Act 1935, Odisha High Court Order 1948 take a inspiration from 1935 Government of India Act. Okay, so you have here you have to remember two things, that the Government of India Act 1935 and Odisha High Court Order 1948. Here Odisha High Court Order 1948 responsible for the creation of separate High Court in Odisha, but they take derive the inspiration from the Government of India Act 1935. Okay, if they ask the question, the Odisha High Court Order influence from which act, then Government of India Act 1935. As they already asked the question, that Odisha High Court was created under which legislation, that means the year Odisha High Court Order 1948 legislation, that you have to remember. The two things you have to remember, that can be chance, and it is here the question can be definitely framed, because confusion is here, because most of the student will be consider Government of India Act 1935. No, they borrowed a inspiration from Government of India Act 1935. Through the Odisha High Court Order 1948, they created the separate High Court in Odisha. That thing you have to keep in your mind. Okay, For example, like different legislation or different thing inspired by our Indian constitution from different part of the constitution of Warrant. Similarly, the Odisha High Court order basically responsible for the creation of that. Okay. Then moving to next, July 1948, the Odisha High Court is created. They can ask the question, in which year the Odisha High Court is created? Simply, the July 1948. You have to remember the month and year also. If you analyze the previous year question, then you can get clear the SSB or your, like say for example the examiner, they quite interesting to ask the question with respect to month, the year, date and so on and so forth. Okay, that you have to remember. And Chief Justice of Federal Court India, okay, that time H.J. Kania inaugurated the High Court Odisha 1948. As they already asked the question, you can see in the screen. Okay, in the screen you can see. So in which year the Odisha High Court was inaugurated by Justice H.J. Kania, okay, Chief Justice of Federal Court of India. So 1948. So simply they can ask the question, who is inaugurated or who is the Chief Justice of Federal Court that during the inaugurated of the Odisha High Court. So H.J. Kania, okay, that is how you have to remember. So this is clear all about our Odisha High Court. Now we will see the Lok Adalat. It's very important topic. Okay, so this question was wrong by me in SSB, so that's why I am special focus this question. Okay, it's also going to helpful to you as well. So first thing that you have to remember, Lok Adalat. What is Lok Adalat? Let me clear you. Lok Adalat is a alternative dispute mechanism. Alternative dispute mechanism in the sense, now right now there are lot of cases pending before the upper court like High Court and Supreme Court and also district courts, and they have no time to deal with such cases, and that's why in addition to our upper court, there is a Lok Adalat was created under the National Legal Service Authority Act 1987. Simply, they already asked the question, they can also ask under which act the Lok Adalat was created? National Legal Service Authority Act 1987. This is important. Okay. Okay. And the main motivation of this Lok Adalat now to provide the speedy solution or the dispute solution of the uh, different cases. It is civil or it can be the we can say that criminal cases. Okay, so that's why Lok Adalat is created. ना कौन पे ना जहाँ भी केसेस अच्छी ताको क्विकली सॉल्यूशन करिया पे बिकॉज कारण बर्तमान देखिबा हाई कोर्ट किंबा सुप्रीम कोर्ट रे बहुत केसेस अछि तो देयर इज अ लेस अमाउंट ऑफ जज एंड दे हैव नो टाइम टू डील such cases. That's why in addition to that Lok Adalat was basically created. तुम देखि तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल रे ब्लॉक लेवल रे इवन इफ पंचायत लेवल रे मध्ये Lok Adalat फ्रेम हेइ थाउची टू सॉर्ट आउट द डिफरेंट disputes. Okay, with respect to marriage, okay, with respect to family. Okay, then moving to the next point, that every award of Lok Adalat shall be deemed to be decree of civil court. Okay, so Lok Adalat has a power of the civil court. Okay, and every award made by Lok Adalat shall be final. Okay, shall be final and binding on all the party to the dispute, and no appeal shall lie to any court against the award. So if you see this question here, okay, if you see this question here, that an award made by Lok Adalat is deemed to be decree of civil court and no appeal lie against therefore before any court. It's correct. Why it is correct? Because if something, for example, you file a cases before the Lok Adalat and Lok Adalat provide a judgment on these cases, then you can't go against the Lok Adalat to any courts. Okay, you can't go the judgment against the judgment of Lok Adalat to any कोर्ट से फॉर एग्जांपल हाई कोर्ट एंड सुप्रीम कोर्ट. सो फॉर एग्जांपल तुम फैमिली डिस्प्यूट को लेकर लोक अदालत में गल तो लोक अदालत कौन कले ना से गोटे जजमेंट बा से गोटे राय शुणाइले सेटे तो ता अगेंस्ट तुम जापर अन्य कौन कोर्ट को. दैट इज हाउ एंड बाइंडिंग इन नेचर यू हैव टू फॉलो. ओके, that is the one thing here mentioned and that's why this statement is correct there. Okay, every award made by Lok Adalat shall be final and binding on all party to dispute and no appeal shall lie to any court against the award. So against रे कौन प्रकार appeal तुम जाए करि परियनि. हाँ, you can go to the other courts for your the enforcement of right. For example, Lok Adalat providing any judgment with respect to your rights or something. if you not satisfied with the judgment of the Lok Adalat, you can directly go to the other courts under the article 330, 32 or 226. But you can't go as appeal to the basically other court against the Lok Adalat. That you have to remember, because here the question arise, because confusion here is, okay, most of people think that Lok Adalat is the lower court, one can go against the Lok Adalat to the higher court. No, you can't go. There is a mention in our basically the legislation, okay. And there is no court fee for payable when a matter is filed in Lok Adalat. So Lok Adalat रे कौन matter file करने पे it does not require a single rupee of the money. So that you have to remember. They can simply ask the question that for filing a case in Lok Adalat the requirement of money, then that statement is going to wrong. Okay, that you have to remember, because Lok Adalat कौन भेज, the motivation of Lok Adalat कौन, ना to helping to the weaker section of the society. It provide a free legal service. Okay, it will provide a free legal service. For example, any case जोटा फाइल है तो हाई कोर्ट कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट रे जदि से केस ट्रांसफर होगा लोक अदालत को, तो तुम जहाँ भी पैसा खर्च होता फाइल करने हाई कोर्ट एंड सुप्रीम कोर्ट रे ताहा सब तुम रिफंड दिया जदि लोक अदालत तार सॉल्यूशन डिस्प्यूटर सॉल्यूशन होगा. दैट इज हाउ द बेसिकली इंपोर्टेंस और सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ लोक अदालत. दैट्स व्हाई द क्वेश्चन अराइज हियर. ओके, and very important thing here, from February 2015 national Lok Adalat are being held on a specific subject matter every month. Okay, प्रत्येक month रे okay बेसिकली लोक अदालत कौन हम स्पेशली स्पेसिफिक सब्जेक्ट को रेस्पेक्ट करी लोक अदालत आमर कौन हो क्रिएट माने स्टेप माने शुणाणी तार होता है. एटा स्टार्टेज के 2015. सो सिंपली दे कैन आस्क द क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम व्हिच ईयर ऑनवर्ड्स नेशनल लोक अदालत आर बीइंग हेल्ड ऑन स्पेसिफिक सब्जेक्ट मैटर एवरी मंथ. So 2015, it's very important. I think that can be chance they can ask the question. Okay, then we will see the jurisdiction of the Lok Adalat. It cover the civil and criminal matter. Okay, both civil and criminal matter. Civil means your like your private life, your like your property, your marriage, your family life. Say for example your like the different thing you purchase any ornament or different thing. Okay, the private life that is the belongs to the civil, and criminal associated with the like the aspect of the judiciary or the aspect of the crime etc. that also can entertain in the Lok Adalat. So say for example marriage, family and issue and matrimonial also comes under the Lok Adalat. Okay, so here you can see the question they basically ask that matrimonial family dispute are not covered under the Lok Adalat. See, it's cover. That's why it's wrong, because they mention not. What cover in Lok Adalat? Civil matter and criminal matter. And your civil matter including your marriage, private property, okay, agriculture, land, your all the thing is private, and also criminal matter, the different cases and so on and so forth. For example, you might have seen in the different like in the new channel, okay, like the different the couple dispute has been settled out. Okay, that is the example of Lok Adalat. Okay, that is how you have to remember. Like the a program basically run by Mihir Das, that is one of the example of Lok Adalat, in which the different couple are going to there for solving their dispute. That's marriage or matrimonial also comes under the Lok Adalat. That you can remember in such a way. Okay, so that is all about. So this is all about from my side. Hope you understand all the things, and this topic like High Court and Lok Adalat will crystal clear to you. Okay, and if you have any query you can ask me at Telegram channel, and do join the Telegram ID Tapos Kumar Pradhan ki Pathashala for the the PDF you can get there only. Okay, at that, okay, at the rate. So do join that Telegram ID for getting the PDF. And lot of students also message me that regarding their feedback with respect to my content and video. I really appreciate to your message, and this message make me motivate to making the video and working hard for bringing such quality content that you ensure to closer towards your success. Okay, thank you guys, have a nice day, and do subscribe, do share with your friend that they can also get the benefit out of it. Okay, thank you, have a nice day. And also I would like to ask you one question, that does the Lok Adalat is a constitutional body or statutory body? that you have to provide in the comment section. तो लोक अदालत कौन गोटे constitutional body ना statutory body, so you have to answer in comment section. Okay, if you answer it, then I will feel that like you are also doing or participate. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.